Forward a bit backwards.
Yes. Yeah, when there's a big gang of bikes coming, yeah. Here we go. Is he going to fall into a bush? What's happening, my little peppers? I'm not racing this weekend. However, the constant conveyor of content must keep
rolling.
Yeah, keeping on. It needs to be a C word. And as such, me and Smid are out here for another talkie video. Today we're going to look at myths and legends associated with ultra runs. Because that's my thing at the minute. I'm enjoying my ultra runs. However, we do have an added bonus that Dan Graham, hi Dan, hi, photographer extraordinaire, is out with us, hopefully making us look slick, swish, cool dudes, professional, like the elite runners that I officially am now. Shazam. I'm dragging Smid along for the ride because he's canny like that. He's a canny lad. So,
not doing anything else on the Sunday.
He's driven 9 hours to get here. So, without further ado, myth number 1. You're expected to actually run all of an ultra run. Smid?
Never. Never in my life.
It's probably called an ultra marathon for a reason, in that you're not expected to run it. And I think, do the top guys run the whole thing?
Probably. Most of it. Apart from like very hilly bits. I don't think even Killian John would run a whole Ultra North.
I think Killian could run all of the Ultra North, to be fair to him. It's entirely flat around Newcastle. However, if you are listening, I do like your shoes, Killian. So if you want to send me a pair of those ones in that lovely taupey brown colour.
We're always looking for new sponsors.
So, using Ultra North as an example, because that's relatively flat and certainly easy going compared to a lot. That's 55k.
Yeah.
And I know from experience that we ran the first 30k, which I'm always impressed with.
Down this very route?
Yeah, down this very route, yeah. We then tend to walk the hills in the middle, and then afterwards it's just about sticking in and scout pace in the end. However, looking at more technical, more Toblerone style up and downs, where you climb immediately, you walk a lot sooner.
Oh, absolutely.
The Yorkshire Three Peaks Ultra, for example, was an immediate walk up a massive hill, and then that can really mess with your flow, I find. So what would you say? Would you say even 50-50 walk run?
Yeah, minimum. That's the minimum you'd be walking.
Minimum you'd be, oh yeah, minimum you'd be walking. Yeah, perhaps more depending on conditions. So in summary, myth busted. If anyone is thinking about doing an ultra run, you certainly are not expected, and most definitely don't have to actually run the whole thing, and you'd be surprised how much walking's involved. So if you're on the fence, sign up. Alright, so on to the first legend, which is kind of like a shout out for some of the amazing things that have either happened long ago, or in some cases, really recently in the ultra running community. So the first one, I thought we'd link back to Yorkshire Three Peaks Ultra that I did not so long ago, but in this case, look just at the Yorkshire Three Peaks themselves. So there is a challenge. It's 24 miles, it's over 5,000 feet of ascent, and I think the sort of normal
just for us youngsters. What is that in meterage? I'm a metric guy.
1,000, I'm going to go with 1,700.
Seems legit.
Let us know in the comments. Okay, so the challenge for us mere mortals is to complete it in 12 hours or less.
12 hours would be solid effort.
And we've done it the best, what, maybe like 9 when we've been doing it, but that was stopping for ice cream and
as a group.
And cuppas and things. As a group, I love how somebody's shirking any responsibility for that. I would have done it in 6, but we were in a group.
Well, no,
classic Smid.
I'm just saying, I did it as a recce run for my 3 peaks.
Okay.
And I did it in 6:40, I think.
Wow. Okay. But
including stops.
Not to trump your effort, but the record as set in 1996, and remember this is 24 miles and over 5,000 feet of ascent, was an absolutely mind-blowing 2 hours 46 minutes and 3 seconds.
That was close.
And I've done the math, and I think that basically equates to a sub 7 minute mile.
It's good effort.
Yeah, to say the least. It's the equivalent of a 1.5 hour half marathon, but you're running it up Yorkshire's 3 biggest peaks and with some tricky ground conditions. I think what people often forget is the downhills are often worse than the uphills from a performance perspective.
I enjoy the downhills.
Okay, I find everything tough. The downhills, the uphills, the flat bits, the easy bits, the hard bits, the slow bits, the quick bits. It's absolutely amazing what the human body and human spirit can achieve, which we'll look at in more detail when we get to legend number 2, because that is even crazier. Okay, so on to the next myth, which is that your toenails,
Oh, that myth.
yeah, will fall off. The myth generally, it's a myth about toenails generally. Some people seem to think that if you do a long run, if you do this and that and this, that your toenails will fall off, that your feet will be in tatters. Some people I've heard remove toenails before long runs for that very reason, which just sounds crazy. Painting nail varnish on nailless toes, it's gruesome. So Smid, what's the crack? I have feet like a teddy bear, they're perfect, no worries. But Smid, what's the sitch?
I've lost many a toenail in my time, but that could just be my weird feet.
That's on his dating profile. Don't worry ladies, it might just be my weird feet.
But good news people, they grow back.
But I would say it is a myth, right? It's got to be a myth, it's not that bad. Trench foot, your feet can stink and it takes a while to get them clean after you've done a particularly boggy ultra. How you doing? You alright? But ultimately, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Take good care of your feet. I don't even get blisters really. It's my freezing hands that let me down rather than my feet. But again, I'm busting that myth. Your feet will be fine. If you're worried about doing longer runs or trail runs or more technical runs because you think you're going to damage those lovely little tootsies, you're fine.
Wide toe box, you sorted.
We saw someone wearing sandals for the Ultra North.
We did see someone wearing sandals.
55k in sandals. She was absolutely rapid.
Maybe she's onto something.
Yeah, that's it. Next marathon, Crocs. And we'll finish this little mini episode with what's got to be the biggest legendary news recently. Big Dog's Backyard Ultra. Harvey Lewis won it after completing 108 laps of the course. Now, if people don't know how these backyard ultras work,
check out your video.
yeah, good plug, Smid, good plug. Yeah, you could check out my video, definitely for sure. But what it is that you have to complete a 4.1 something mile lap every hour. If you get in with half an hour to spare, you can chill out for half an hour. If you get in with seconds to spare, you go again. But ultimately, every hour the bell rings and you must be on that start line ready to complete the next lap. In this case, Harvey Lewis ran 108 laps, totaling 450 miles of continuous running. And it took him 4.5 days to win that event. Could have gone better for him, couldn't it? We're passing Close House now. It sounded good, but it went straight into the trees. We've both done lap races before. You've not done a backyard format.
No, just relays.
I remember when I did it early in the year, the first 4 laps were an absolute breeze, and I thought to myself, I might win this one. I think I can win this one. Got to about lap 6 and that wall came on fast and heavy, and I did 7, so 7 was an ultra. I think I ran 28 point something miles. I would have liked 10 or even 12. I've probably got some unfinished business, but even having ran 7 laps and kind of doing that ultra distance, I have no idea. I can't even imagine what running 108 laps will be like. It's insane.
There's too much temptation at the end of every lap.
Yeah,
stop.
for sure.
You've got like a rock solid mind.
Yes.
Keep going for
Yeah.
108.
108, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I read that what the advice was you should never quit in camp. You should only ever be timed out. Right. Go again, try your hardest, and the only way you lose is if you're timed out. I quit in camp. I got 7 done, I just thought, nah. Now, I think I'm strong mentally, but I also think as I get a bit older, I'm realising I'm less strong now than I was before. I don't know if as life changes, your kind of approach and your mental state changes, and I am now not quite as tenacious. Like once upon a time I would have pushed and pushed and pushed where I got my ultra done and I was happy just to think I fancy a slice of pizza and a beer.
But I think this ultra running's an old man's game.
Yeah. That's a really good question, actually. That's a really good question. I think you're right. One for the comments as well. Is ultra running an older person's event? Or is it, should we say, something that they excel at when you've got that wisdom?
Stronger mentality as you get older to just push through the pain, I think.
That's a very, very good question.
David Anderson, we're looking for you in our next one.
Pat the hen dog. Yeah, and a bit of bonus advice. Make sure that you hit your peak just as you hit a new age bracket. Shout out to Peter Cantwell, who got a trophy. It's the was he first?
He was first in his age,
First over 40 male on his first run after turning 40. Amazing. And he's injured now, unfortunately, but I'm looking forward to having him back. So that is a wrap on our little talkie video for this week. Hopefully we've dispelled a few myths, celebrated a few legends, and enjoyed our time in the always wonderful Newburn to Wylam wagon way or bridle path. I can never remember what it's called. Have you enjoyed this, Smid?
It's more relaxing than normal. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm less sweaty,
no running,
but still equally out of breath, which is worrying. So until next week, which I think might be a race on the beach at Blythe. Oh, I can't even click because I've got a microphone on. I'm going to hit the microphone. That's a wrap, sort of. Yeah. Alright, and something that's been on my mind for quite some time, please answer in the comment section. What is the difference between a raisin, a currant and a sultana? I think it's all about tenses. In the past, it's a raisin. In the future, it's a sultana. And in the present, it's a...
currant. Oh, I see we did that.
Yes!